everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Jake Paul and his fiancée and why their relationship feels different. It feels softer, it feels supportive, and somehow it feels real in a way that surprises people. Because let's be honest, Jake's love life used to be loud, public, dramatic, and headlines everywhere. Alright, let's get into this, because if you told people 3 years ago that this would be in one of the most wholesome athlete relationships on the internet, they probably would have laughed. But here we are. And honestly, it's kind of beautiful to watch. This feels calm. This feels intentional. When Jake and Jutta first went public, a lot of people thought it was random. An American boxer and YouTuber dating a Dutch Olympic speed skating champion. Two completely different worlds, different cultures, different sports, different personalities, but sometimes that's exactly what works. What makes their relationship so interesting is that it's built around ambition. They are both obsessed with being great. Jake transformed himself from internet personality to full-time boxer. Jutta has been grinding for years on the ice chasing Olympic gold. They understand pressure. They understand discipline. They understand what it means to sacrifice. And that's where the support becomes emotional. You can literally see it in the way Jake looks at her during competitions. When Jutta is on the ice, she is locked in, focused, fierce. But when she crosses that finish line and looks into the crowd and sees him, there is this instant shift. That intense competitor turns into someone glowing with happiness. And Jake? He is not trying to steal the spotlight. He is not making it about himself. He is cheering. He is emotional. There were moments during her big races where he looked like he was more nervous than she was. That kind of energy does not look fake. That is pride. And then when the cameras flip the other way, and Jake is the one stepping into the ring, you see the same thing from Jutta. Calm, steady, present. She does not try to be loud. She does not try to be flashy. She is just there, supporting him quietly but firmly. One of the cutest parts of their relationship is how openly they admire each other. Jake constantly talks about how disciplined she is. He respects her training routine. He respects her mindset. And coming from someone who rebuilt his entire career around discipline, that says a lot. And Jutta? She talks about how much she values his belief in her. She has said that he pushes her to think bigger, to own her greatness. That is powerful, because when two driven people choose to motivate instead of compete with each other, that is rare. There is also something really sweet about the cultural blend in their relationship. Jake spending time in the Netherlands, Jutta embracing life in the US, learning each other's routines, adjusting to time zones, flying across continents just to be present for major moments. That is effort. That is choosing each other over convenience. Long distance is not easy. Add elite sports schedules to that and it becomes even harder. Training camps, media obligations, recovery time, travel. It would be so easy for them to drift, but instead they lean in. And let's talk about the engagement, because that was such a shift. It signaled seriousness. It showed that this was not just a fun celebrity romance. This was long-term. Jake proposing was symbolic in a way. It showed growth. It showed stability. It showed that the guy who once thrived on chaos now values commitment. The way they celebrate each other's wins is honestly adorable. After Jutta's big performances, Jake posts like the proudest fiancé alive. Not in a show-off way. In a genuine wow, look at what she did kind of way. And she does the same for him. After his fights, she highlights his work ethic, his resilience, his recovery. And speaking of recovery, there were moments when Jake dealt with injuries and surgeries and Jutta was right there. Hospital visits, quiet support. That is when you really see what a relationship is made of. Not red carpets, not Instagram photos, but sitting beside someone when they are not at their strongest. What makes them fun, though, is that they are still playful. They tease each other online. They share gym moments. They joke about who is the better athlete. There is lightness. There is laughter. It does not feel overly curated. It feels like two competitive people who also genuinely like each other. And I think that is key. They look like they actually enjoy being around each other, not just posing together, not just appearing together, but enjoying simple moments, traveling, training, celebrating, even just sitting courtside or ringside. Another emotional layer is how they both understand public scrutiny. They both know what it is like to have millions of eyes watching. That creates a certain bond. They protect each other in interviews. They do not overshare. They do not throw each other under the bus for clicks. That maturity stands out. There is also growth in Jake that people cannot ignore. His energy in this relationship feels grounded, less reactive, more thoughtful, and whether you love him or not, you can see that being with someone disciplined and focused like Jutta has influenced him. And for Jutta, being with someone as outspoken and bold as Jake may have expanded her platform. But she has never lost her identity. She is still laser-focused on skating, still chasing records, still representing her country proudly. That balance is important. They are not dissolving into each other. They are building alongside each other. That is what makes this relationship emotional. It is not dramatic. It is not chaotic. It is two high performers choosing partnership. There is something inspiring about seeing two people at the top of their respective sports clap the loudest for each other. No jealousy, no ego battles, just pride. And maybe that is why fans are slowly warming up to them, because it does not feel forced anymore. It feels steady. When you watch their interactions, you see eye contact, you see comfort, you see that subtle body language that says we are on the same team. And in elite sports, being on the same team emotionally can change everything. At the end of the day, love looks different for everyone. For Jake and Jutta, it looks like early morning training sessions, ice rinks and boxing gyms, airplanes and recovery rooms, loud arenas and quiet hotel nights. It looks like celebrating gold medals and surviving tough losses. It looks like holding hands in between chaos. And honestly, that is kind of beautiful. So whether you have followed Jake since his YouTube days, or you discovered Jutta through her skating dominance, this relationship is one of those unexpected pairings that just works. It is cute, it is emotional, it is supportive, and it shows that sometimes growth happens not just in your career but in who you choose to stand beside. Alright guys, I want to know what you think. Do you see the growth? Do you think this is Jake's most mature relationship yet? And how cute are they really on a scale of 1 to 10? If you enjoyed this deep dive into their love story, do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, because we are definitely keeping an eye on this power couple. And honestly, I am rooting for them. This is the Gossip Empire.